Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought that I would be doing a short video showing you guys how I study, because I just finished my first exam for the first term, so I'm very hyped and I think I prepared pretty good. So I would like to share my tips and tricks with you. Okay, just quickly, I will tell you what I study. So I am a second-year psychology student, and when I started this course in 2020, I thought it would be easier, I will be honest, but it's quite hard. You know what, one of my teachers told me that if it wouldn't be hard and it wouldn't be challenging, then the university would have failed. So I guess that's true, but it's still hard, especially because of statistics. I'm not really good with maths. Okay, but getting back to the real subject. For all of my exams, I have gotten like 85%, so that's not the best, but I think it's a pretty good result. So I will try to share my study method to help you guys. Okay, so let's start. The first thing that I think is most important is to go to your lectures. I know that you've probably heard this before, but I think that a lot depends on it, because if you're there, you pay attention, you listen to your teacher, you see the slides, you take notes, or whatever you do, it helps. Yep, so during my lectures I usually take notes. I'm not gonna show you those notes because they're a mess. They look terrible because my handwriting is really ugly. But you know, it helps me to just keep up with the teacher and to kind of memorize the things and understand them for like those few hours that I'm sitting in the lecture. So that's probably my second tip, to try and take some notes, even if you write down everything or you just write down some words that are important to you. Let's talk about the actual exam preparation. In my opinion, it's good to start like around a month before your exam, at least with my method, because it gives you enough time to just not rush the studying. So first I start by taking a new notebook, a pretty one that motivates you, and just rewriting all the notes. I'm gonna show you these because, you know, the writing is a bit prettier, so I guess that's acceptable. And you know, I write the course, and then I start with the chapters, with the lectures. And having nice notes and organized notes, I think it helps motivate you to read them and learn them. And then finally, this is something that, depending on you, how quickly you can understand and learn things, but usually a week before the exam, I start with first reading all my notes out loud, so that I can kind of explain it to myself, you know, what I'm reading and what I learned. And then I just keep reading and reading and reading and reading and explaining to myself if I don't understand something, reading online or like in a textbook if there's something that's still unclear. And by the time that I arrive to the exam, I usually kind of know everything already, like 90% of it is already in my head. So I think that's something that has helped me to just kind of keep things organized and to keep them like nice and ready for the exam. And the last thing that I do is the night before the exam. Usually the day before the exam I don't do any studying, but the night before, since I'm quite paranoid that I didn't learn enough or whatever, I usually just read through all my notes once more, just to make sure. But I assure you, if you have really like done every step and you studied and understood everything the day before the exam, that's not gonna change. And even though you feel like you don't know your notes and you don't know like your material, you do, because you put in the work and it's already in your brain. And usually the night before the exam, I drink some calming tea and I put on some lavender essential oil to calm myself and be able to fall asleep, because it's really important to get a good night's sleep before exams. And then in the morning of the exam or the day of the exam, it's good to hydrate yourself, so drink water and eat so that your brain can function properly. And if you've done everything, there should be no problems. You just have to try and cope with your anxiety. Take deep breaths. Just tell yourself constantly that you know it, you've studied, you're here to get a good grade. And then when you open the exam, I assure you that you will surely be able to answer the questions without any problem. So that was my short video, my short guide to good grades, or at least like better grades than average. And I hope that it helped you. If it didn't, then you just have to find your own way to motivate yourself and study. That's very important, because if you listen to others, it might not work for you. There's another method that I used, the Pomodoro style studying. You study usually 25 minutes and then you have a 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, and you do this for 2 hours, 3 hours, for as long as you need. And that also helps me, especially if I have to write essays. But I will talk about that in the next video. So until then, I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm sending you all love and light. See you the next time. Bye bye.